to some projects which are yet to be funded and implemented, we find it very important to come before these ALO chambers that this budget be extended by further 6 months, that is to end on 31st December 2025, to allow, among other things, the procurement process to be completed, money to be released for the implementation of the capital component of this budget. And Mr. President, also let me say this, that we are only extending the capital component of the 2024 Appropriation Act as passed by the Senate. And this is the second time we are extending this budget. And it is our hope that in the next 6 months, all procurement process, all cash releases to assist in the implementation of the capital component of this budget will be done within the shortest possible time.
The credibility of this government is getting very, very down. Workers, whose salaries have been increased, we say we have given them 35,000 additional money. We have created revenue, minimum wage, 70,000 naira. Nobody has seen anything. So I think for the purpose of its own credibility, this government has to come to explain to Nigerians what is happening. Because now, for example, we are being taken for a ride. We amended the budget to December. I have been here for the past this is the third session of my presence in this National Assembly. We never had this. It has never happened like this. The credibility of the government is getting down. I think the national leadership of the National Assembly should engage, even if it means going to the Mr. President and laying this issue together, because the country is financially bleeding. People are losing confidence in the capacity of the government to deliver on its own projects and promises.
I watched the chairman of Appropriation and the way and manner he presented this particular bill speaks volume of his body language, because the fact of the matter, Mr. President, as a parliament, what you ought to hear from the committee chairman of Appropriation is whether or not we are experiencing revenues, shortage of revenues, whether or not there is no money in this country to pay up this implemented project. Mr. President, it is not about procurement. We have liaised as a house. Most of the constituency projects that I know of, almost 80%, were completed 6 months before today. And therefore, you begin to hear rumors that the Minister of Finance and the Office of the Accountant General are picking and choosing projects they will finance. It's not right. Sequel to what I have said, I think the Committee on Appropriation, Mr. President, should be saddled with the investigation of why there is this lacuna.
You have 1 minute remaining.
It is important, even though Senator Yahaya said the leadership, we have given the leadership that mandate, nothing has changed. We need to redo what is parliamentary, what Parliament does. Give the Appropriation Committee a mandate of 2 weeks to present before this chamber as to why what is happening. Lastly, Mr. President, this is Parliament. We need to be guided by logics. We need it to be guided by facts on the ground. What is happening is not backed by facts.
Unless we take it very seriously up with the Ministry of Finance, this Parliament will become an embarrassment into itself. Mr. President, I am reluctantly supporting the extension of the 2024 capital component of the budget. Because, Mr. President, as has been observed, many contractors who had money had committed their funds into executing projects. Many contractors who don't have money have stalled in the execution of the projects. And we have 2025 budget before us. Even those who have funds to commit to projects will be very, very unwilling to commit their money into these projects because of the fear that they will not be paid. And so I think, like some other persons have said here, we want to know. Because we are all here as parliamentarians from various constituencies to support government to succeed. Because if government succeeds, we succeed. But we must know the problem so that we can address the problem together. And so, Mr. President, I suggest that the payment practice must be unbundled and the release of funds must be accelerated. Otherwise, we will be deceiving ourselves because in October, November, budget 2026 is going to come.
Thank you, leader.
How do we now approve another budget when 2 budgets are yet unimplemented?
Because we're all inundated with complaints all over. Government has grounded, that's what it means. Contractors who have done their jobs, committed their resources, cannot be paid. The benefits of the budget that we all took time to work on and passed has not gotten to the people. And guess what? We're talking of the capital component. The recurrent component, which is for the bureaucrats, it has gotten to them 100%. 100%. The component that has not been released, that is still stagnant, nothing is moving forward, is the real one that goes to the people of Nigeria for development of our country, for all the people that we represent. So it's a very sad situation. You recall that some weeks back, there was a time that contractors, out of frustration and anger, I hear even staged demonstrations. I read about it. A number of you on this floor may be familiar with that. So, Mr. President, the chairman of Appropriation, unlike other motions and debates he has led, for which we have always supported, even from this aisle, in the interest of the country, today has not given compelling reasons why this extension has become necessary. And I don't want to hazard any guess, but from this aisle, you all know what is happening. Maybe there is too much preoccupation with politics and 2027. Maybe there's too much concentration on receiving defectors all across the country, and people are not looking at the... please. Mr. President, I have the floor.
You started very well, end very well.
I have the floor. I have the floor. Because the business of the Nigerian people, for which we were all elected, all of us and the President of the Federal Republic, is not moving forward. That is the reason this motion and this bill has become necessary. But like I said, from our experiences,
you have 1 second remaining.
Of our commitment for the national good and for the development, we are not opposed in principle to the extension, as the minority leader and my colleagues here have spoken. But I associate with the need to investigate. We need to. Our committees, is it that we are not having enough money? We have withdrawn, all of us supported the withdrawal of fuel subsidy, meaning that there's even more money. All the other levels of government are getting far more money. Some of us managed recessions for 6 years. Now they are getting so much money, the state governments and the local government, which is good. So that means that money or availability.
A bill for an act to amend the 2024 Appropriation Act to further extend the capital components of the act from 30th June 2025 to 31st December 2025, and for other related matters, 2025, third reading taken and passed.